Welcome, everyone. How are y'all doing today? It is now 7:58 in my area. Yes, we are Central Standard, and it is the AM. How are y'all feeling this morning? Did y'all wake up refreshed as usual? That's how we gonna always start. Did you get the rest that you need while you were sleeping? Have you encountered any dreams that seems all so real, or were they informative? Did you have a premonition? Did you get some visions? Or did you get that insight for the things that you need to get that insight for from what you have been dealing with on a day-to-day basis? We know all kind of stuff happen in dreams. And that's one of the things that I want to talk about. Specifically, a dream that I was having this morning. Y'all, when I tell you this dream, it got me off the chart. I'm looking like, what in the world was happening? Right? Ouch. What do I mean? Gotta get my desk right. But anyway, that's what we're gonna be talking about this morning. So come on in, make yourself feel at home. You know, this is our channel where we at home, when we talk about things that people wouldn't normally want to talk about in public. We talking about it at home, but we are in public talking about it. Why? Because so many people are coming from out of the bag saying, you know what? I am tired of not being able to talk about these things that have been going on with me. I don't know if it's a common thing or if this is something just isolated to me specifically, right? And I don't know why, but Star and Niece, I don't know what Star and Niece has to do with anything, but we're going to get some information about that Star and Niece. Hold on one moment. Let me do this here. Because I need some support. We're giving y'all the love that y'all need. We go ahead on and get some love. Somebody say they don't have any love. We'll get you a love pillow and just hug your love pillow. If that's what you got to do to get some love. But we gonna use that for to get us some situation going on where we are feeling comfortable and fine, and we can just sit back and relax and talk about the things that has been going on. What I want to do, get color coded always. Oh, the little duckling get a cookie fell on the floor, and then the cars was about to be all over the place. I don't have to go get them today. They right here. We gonna keep them right here. See, don't get up. Somebody been watching too much of the get up part. But we need to know that it's time to get up on the wake up. What am I seeing? Oh, we don't get chat bots in here when it's alive in the YouTube studio, which is okay and it's good because that is keeping me aware of what it is that's going on with my mobile device. Oh, wow. Somebody got that sharing with me that they got going on. Are they sharing my device with me? Oh, I see. Everything will be uncovered, revealed, what has not been revealed, right? We are dealing with revelations. Let's see, the last time that was entry in his notebook was 717. We had the golden retriever on there. But now today is 723. 723 2024. We got a 7, we got a 5, we have an 8, and it was significant about the 23. I got Off Top 23 and Me. Then we got something about Jordans. Could be a last name. That's just from the dates. But then what did I say? That Star Anise? Star Anise. That's a spice. This story. A niece. Someone's niece. And put whose niece is it? I'm hearing heading for self-destruction. I don't know why that just come in. Heading for self-destruction. You're heading for self-destruction. Who is the singer of that song? That's what I need to know. So we will be getting the angel number from the reading. Is 758 for today. Those things that stood out significantly was the 23, the 2, and the 3. But we got 23 and Me. And what else? Jordans. We know that that is Michael Jordan's number. Let me see. And then I'm hearing Archangel. Archangel Michael. So we're going to get the zodiacs that's dealing with Michael Jordan. And then we're going to see what's going on with the dates for this song, Heading for Self-Destruction. They're heading for self-destruction. Now, the self-destruction song, BDP, Stetasonic, Cool Modi. It was part of the Stop the Violence movement, right? Not only does America have a very serious problem, but our people have a very serious problem. America problem is refrain, self-destruction. You're headed for self-destruction. This is from genius.com. We're going to see what it is that's going on with this here. All right. Okay. And I see it. Oh my gosh. I just got a chill because I said somebody's niece is in here. Whose niece? Whose niece? But we got a D nice, which is pretty much close to niece. Whose niece? Nice. Denise. A Denise or someone's niece could be involved in what it is that is going on. And then we have KRS-One as a producer, self-destruction, the Stop the Violence movement. All right, track 13 on a Smithsonian anthology of hip hop. Okay, now, self-destruction was released as a charity single to benefit the National Urban League, a New York based civil rights organization that fights racial discrimination. And there's and let me see. Let's get here. We gonna share. Very educational moment as well. Let me see. Let me make sure that everybody is able to what it is that's being presented to while I'm live sharing. Okay, so it's not coming up. I want to see what it is that you all see. It don't look like y'all seeing anything. This is one of the things. Mm-mm. Oh my gosh. So the tennis shoe ad just okay. Let me see if we get the read more on that. Now, because we want to get this energy out of the way. It has a lot to do with what it is that I feel was part of the dream that I did see. All right. And I'm going to get into that after we do these important the National Urban League, a New York based civil rights organization that fights racial division. So this is opposite of the NAACP. All right. The benefit single was recorded after several shootings in the New York's hip hop community, including the one that killed Scott LaRock, who was one of the original members of KRS's One's Bronx based Boogie Down production. Okay, so we know that the producers of the Heading for Self Destruction was actually about a movement to benefit the National Urban League that's based in New York. However, we do know that the National Urban League is not just sublet in New York. There are many other in various cities and states. And we have one here in New Orleans. And I am familiar with it, right? Now, as far as I can remember, with the introduction to the National Urban League during a time after Hurricane Katrina, and I was residing in Texas because I was forced to move because of the destruction to my dwelling. It was unlivable. All right. And at that time, I lived in an apartment complex where there were 3 stories, and I was on the second floor. So imagine being in the middle of the first, third floor. However, the flood waters were not high enough, which were in my neighbor's apartments, to reach mine. But nonetheless, the damage that the third floor ensued continued on to where it was uh, not safe for me to dwell in my apartment. The roof had collapsed from their floor, what have you, and there was certain things that had black mold all over it. And I can remember so vividly those migrant workers that a lot of people do not have respect for being there trying to out things around that particular complex. But that's the National Urban League in Houston, right, in their efforts to help those of us who were considered to be refugees from Louisiana, evacuating to be safe. So I am familiar with them on a long haul. And for these some hard years, almost 20 years, because we got to think about Hurricane Katrina happened in 2005. It is almost 2025 next year, right? So, by way of introduction to the Urban League, I'm pretty familiar with what it is they do and they don't do, right? But this particular thing that we're talking about with this song is leading us to the overstanding of the National Urban League and where it started and what messages they are helping at this particular time to promote. And it was an awareness of the self-destruction of New York's hip hop community. Now, why is this significantly coming up? I don't know why the spirit want me to get into what it is that's been going on about this thing called hip hop. We are seeing now in our collective and our group of people as an ethnic group who has been trying to figure out their origins, with some who don't know, and trying to place what is it about our culture that is significant. Is hip hop the culture? Or is hip hop a part of the who have an answer formulated? This is for you to think about if you are unaware of how to verbally stimulate the critical thinking and awareness of those who are in your audience. This is why we don't have an understanding of what you're presenting. And those other questions would be open-ended questions or statement questions to get a response from someone who is giving you information. Like you would ask me, where did you find this article? And I would tell you, this article that I found is on genius.com. However, as a presenter, when you're asking the questions, is because you already know you have a responsive answer to the audience. Now, they are not the culture, the hip hop movement, the hip hop music is not the culture. A part of the culture which has many different things that is involved. But however, the debate is about who are the founders of this particular culture. Now, when you're looking at what it is that's being presented before us today, you can see that you have things that are being noted as under the ownership of the New York's community. One of them being the National Urban League, that is based, a New York based civil rights organization, as well as the New York's hip hop community, indicating that there is multiple other hip hop communities, but this one is especially talking about the New York one. All right. And then the murder of a person named Scott LaRock. We got SLR as the initials. Now they're headed for self-destruction. Let's continue on reading about. Reaching number 76 on the R&B chart, it raised awareness in more than $600,000 to do something with. Okay, Method Man, Talib Kweli, The Game, and 50 Cent to re-record the song in 2008. 2008, what we get? 2 with the 8 is 10. We get a 1. And then we know what it is inside of that new beginning. That's when they start a new beginning for the song. Very serious problem. Not only does America have a very serious problem, America problem is destruction. You're headed for self-destruction. Self-destruction. You're headed for self-destruction. Self-destruction. You're headed for self-destruction. KRS-One's verse. Well, today's topic, self-destruction. It really ain't the rap audience that's bugging. That's 1 or 2 suckers, arrogant brothers, trying to rob and steal from one another. Okay, so when we're looking at the lyrics of this song, delving deep into it, it's telling you that it's not the audience who's listening to the rap that's bugging. It's being isolated to 1 or 2 suckers. Now, these suckers have not been noted by name. Oh no, we know so well that the rap game has a way of hiding messages that are blatantly for someone with being indirect. See, these arrogant brothers, they're trying to rob and steal from third. And it's only 2 of them, 1 or 2. You get caught in the mid. So to crush that stereotype, here's what we did. We got ourselves together so that you could unite and fight for what's right, not negative, because the way we live is positive. We don't kill our relatives. And see, we got the niece in here, right? The niece, somebody's niece is relating with this song and this energy. I don't know whose niece it is, but we got a D Nice that's in here as well as a producer. We know that the person that is the main topic of this self-destruction that brought out that energy, which is ultimately, to me, someone who was sacrificed for the forward movement of what it was in this hip-hop thing. And hold on, let me see. So they're telling you that they wasn't negative at that particular time when all of this was going on. They telling you they were living a positive life and that no one had the mentality to kill their relatives. Why is it so? Right? Because we know it's no problem now for anyone to do it. Now we go on to the second verse. This is MC Delight. Pop, pop, pop. When it's shot, who's to blame? And then they got the who's on the paper. Whose niece? Somebody's niece might be the one to blame. Headlines, front page, and wraps the name. MC Light, here to state the bottom line. The black on black crime was way before our time. All right, now we looking at what it is that's going on with the insight of the minds. When you have the mentor of KRS-One. He's telling you about his side of the story, about Black people not living in a negative way, because the way that we live is positive. We don't kill our relatives. But MC Delight has a totally different twist on it, because he's saying that Black on Black crime was way before our time. Which is their time? When did these times start? For 1989. In those times. So we got January 1989. How many of you remember how old you were in 89? During these times, I was well equipped with being able to hear the words that was being spoken, but to understand what it was all about, it's definitely right. It's said by MC Light that the Black on Black crime was way before our time. And then we can remember that going way before that, if you have to take it back 100 years, in 1889, what was it that the Black community, however, to bring it forward in a collaboration, a compilation of minds? And this is partial of what we see is a movement right now where young men and women are trying to collaborate to bring forth this information about this ethnic group and the things that we present as being part of our culture. Now, let's get to Kool Moe Dee. I'm feeling some way about this, brother, because I vibed with Kool Moe Dee back in the day. Oh, it was just his aura, right? Took a brother's life with a knife as his wife cried because he died a trifling death. When he left, his very last breath was slapped. So watch your step. This, our brothers and sisters were hanged. How could you gang bang? I never ever ran from a Ku Klux Klan, and I shouldn't have to run from a Black man, because that's self-destruction. You're headed for self-destruction. Kool Moe Dee. You see why we get along? Because he's not oblivious to the fact that there was a problem way back in the day that our people had to deal with. And at that particular time, they were dealing with it as well, because we know how prominent the Ku Klux Klans were in the 80s, and especially down here in the South. And for all of you all who talks about David Duke, you don't know what it is that I know that my people in Louisiana, South, New Orleans metro area, South, had to deal with during those David Duke times. But however, I'm bringing to you today the place where I grew up as running around. It had much meaning and value. It still does, even though there's many attempts to gentrify and tear down the staple of them. Right? And only one street over, you had the racist groups that were poor as you. See, the only thing that divided those times that I'm talking about in the neighborhoods was a street. But those groups of people on both sides of those streets were in the same economic bracket. That's why they were capable of sharing the same neighborhood that was divided by a street. All right. Now, During these times in these 80s, I can remember my brother, my older brother and sister, and my cousins going to a school that was racially charged and them coming home talking about those fights that they had to deal with. This was in the 80s. Mind you, this is only it's not even a century away. These things are new and fresh, and every day we have reminders of what it was of an oppressive time. Somebody's headed for self-destruction. Why? Because they do not know who they are and where they come from. They don't know what oppression they had to deal with. So what is happening today? Somebody to deal with some things, because after I get into what it is that the lyrics is bringing to us, and it's still remaining because it's coming up today, 2024. This was brought to us in 89 about the self-destruction. Now the energy that was revisited in 2008, did it even matter? These are the type of songs that should never, ever go away and should always be a constant reminder of what not to do, right? Because so many want to say what to do, because the destruction that you're headed for is way worse than what it could. You want to know, who are we talking to? En uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Some people say that the Hispanic community is not involved in the making of hip hop, right? But who was doing the uno, dos, tres, cuatro? And who was it for? Let's see what Light has to say. Funky Fresh, dressed to impress, ready to party, money in your pocket, dying to move your body, to get inside. You paid a whole $10. Scotch tape with a razor blade taped to your collar. Leave the guns and the crack and the knives alone. MC Lights on the microphone. Bum rushing and pushing, snatching and taxing. I cram. I'm figuring that should have been. I came to understand why brothers don't be maxing. There's only one disco. They'll close what you a gun for. Do you rob the rich and give to the poor? These are that need from someone else. She don't know that. Yo, daddy, yo, school them some more. And then she's introducing Daddy O and Wise, and D Nice is coming in next. This is verse 5. Spitting, spitting straight from the mouth of Wise and Daddy O. Do a crime, end up in jail, and gotta go. Because you could do crime and get paid today. And so you're behind bars in the worst way, far from your family because you're locked away. Now tell me, do you really think crime pays? Scheming on taking what your brother has. You little sucker, you're talking all that jazz. It's time to stand together, D Nice is saying, in unity. Because if not, then we're soon to be self-destroyed, unemployed. The rap race will be lost without a trace. Now let's get something straight. We're seeing the words rap and hip hop interchangeably. Right? Rap, rhythm and poetry, rhyme and poetry. Anyone could rap, but what makes it hip hop? But nonetheless, we don't want to worry about, because these particular problems are some of the debates that need to be laid to rest, that has our people heading for self-destruction, in my opinion, are a clue. But what to do is stop the violence and kick the science down a road that we call eternity, where knowledge is formed and you learn to be self-sufficient, independent, to teach, to each, is what rap intended. Society wants to invade, so do not walk this path that they laid. It's self-destruction. You're headed for self-destruction. D-Nice, break it down like this. And there's the bridge. Children grow and women produce, and men go to work, and some do stealing. So they're telling you what they're watching in their community. This is about New York. But it's not just an isolated problem in New York. This is everywhere. Self-destruction. You're headed for self-destruction. Self-destruction, And then we have Miss Melody. I'm Miss Melody, and I'm a born-again rebel. The violence in rap must cease and settle. If we want to develop and grow to another level, we can't be guinea for the devil. The enemy knows they're no fools, because everyone gotta get a grip and grab what's wrong. The opposition is weak and rap is strong. So obviously they're reiterating the fact that rap, rhyme and poetry, rhythm and poetry, was developed as a tool to give to the people a message that was needed to help uplift them and move them out of a line of destruction, and to be aware of what it is that they were up against. All right? Now, let's get inside of the knowledge, because this is what it was that they were doing. Dropping bars, the equivalent to dropping jewels or gems, as we say these days. Anybody can do it. All you have to do is be brave. Some of you may choose it, but please stay in your lane and know the real reason why rap came. This is from me. But first, let's have a moment of silence. Swing. Things been stated, re-educated, elevated. Thoughts of the past have faded. The only thing left is the memories of our related. And I hate it when someone dies and get all hurt up for a silly gold chain while they choke. Word up. It doesn't make you a big man and to want to go and dish your brother man, and you don't know that's part of the plan. Why? Because rap music is full in demand. Understand. Right? So was it the rap that excited all of the violence? Or is it the mental about what it is that's going on when they are idolizing those who were presented before them? Because what we see, someone dies and get all hurt up for a silly gold chain while they choke. This is what's going on. Right now, we can see the pinnacle of this particular thing happening. So every effort of what these founders put forward, like Dougie Fresh, he's telling you, it's all about the chain, your ice piece. You're so icy. But it's not about the diamonds being icy. It is about the sentiments of you using them in placement of your heart. Your hearts have that they have actually turned waxing cold. Everything upon the face of the earth has the same value. All of it is precious. But the dollar value that you put on it is presented to you by those who use these things that is given to us freely from the earth as symbols of prestige. Someone forgot what the true jewels are. And I'm here to tell you today, if you value the people that love you and help you to be able to accumulate these dollars and these things, as well as you love these things, then you will never ever have to worry about fighting or killing, robbing or stealing because of what you have or you do not have. Let's get that clear. And no, I'm not saying that it isn't that we shouldn't aspire to have things that are fitting for our needs. But there's a certain level of disrespect to the Most High when you say that those things are valuable, when the most precious thing that you have that's more valuable and priceless than anything else is your life that you're losing while you're choking because of the pressure that you under to deliver, to obtain. Now, let me get back to this because it ain't too nice what I'm saying. Matter of fact, it's very nice if nice means stupid for the actions. Now, we got Just Ice. My name is Just Ice, a man, not a prankster. I was known as the gangster. But believe me, that is no fun. The time is now to unite, everyone. You don't have to be soft to be for peace. Robbing and killing and murdering is the least. You don't have to be chained by the beast. But party people, it's time to release. So obviously, this is a true statement that they were killing because of a chain. He's telling you to be chained by the beast. Who was the beast that was giving him the chains? Music soothes the savage beast, but this particular beast has no soothing in him. It can't be. This particular beast is not the beast of the southern wild. This particular beast is not the beast of the east. This particular beast that they are talking about is well endowed intellectually. Why is it so? Because this particular beast was giving them chains to wear proudly and profoundly that sunk them under. It's worse than wearing handcuffs and chains and being held down as a. And here is it. Verse 10, Heavy D. Ayo, sense, violence, not a good policy. Therefore, we must ignore fighting and fussing. Heavy's at the door, so there'll be no bum rushing. Let's get together because we're falling apart. I heard a brother shot another. It broke my heart. I don't understand the difficulty. People love your brother, treat him as an equal. They called us animals. Mm-hmm. I don't agree with them. I'll prove them wrong, but right is what you're proving them. Take heed before I lead through what I'm saying, or we'll all be on our knees praying. He want to prove him wrong because he's not that type of person. They called us animals against all the words that demeanored us as a whole, that the word to come and clean up itself. We want to adapt to all of the things that are not fitting for our people, trying to reverse the psychology that has been put upon us for many years. However, when you use the same tools that someone used to oppress you, you now are doing the work of the oppressor. They don't need to do it anymore. You're doing it yourself, heading for self destruction. And these young ladies and old ladies and whoever else it is that's watching me from behind the scenes and are scared to address me in the chat or however. When I talk about the words that you use that are deterring the fabric of our ethnic group of people, who are you? Whose niece? Whose nephew are you? Let me get on because I can go on to this all day long and not eat the things that is here. Because it's obvious that the Most High allowed me to do so to bring it deeper into your thought pattern. Fruit wine. Yo, Heavy D, deep in the heart of the matter. Their self-destruction is served on a platter, making a day not falling to anticipate. They got greedy, so they fell for the bait. Do you see? Fruit wine, fruitful in all of thy words. That make them a victim, picked and plucked, New Jack in jail. But to the vets, they're a duck. There's no one to rob, 'cause in jail, you're a number. They never took the time to wonder about what it is that they needed to wonder about. You see some stuff going on, right? What is the wonders? They all want to be able to see all of the wonders of the world, but they're wandering lost in self-destruction. They're headed for self-destruction. They're headed for self-destruction. Chuck D, Flavor Flav, and Chuck D and Flavor Flav part. Yes, we urge to merge. We live for the love of our people, to hope they get along. Yeah, so we did a song, getting the point to our brothers and sisters. You don't know the time, boy. So we wrote a rhyme instead in your head. You know your job to build and collect ourselves with intellect. Come on. To evolve to self-respect, because we got to keep ourselves in check. And just like the Father I know said, you better check yourself before you wreck yourself. Because we got to keep ourselves in check or else it's self-destruction. You're headed for self-destruction. The leaders of today, were they the leaders of yesterday? Time to make a change in the same way for the movement of this song, right? And the messages that were put out. Where are you now? Are you a part of the self-destruction that you try to lead those away from? Or are you just isolating yourself from the destruction because you cannot handle your position anymore? What are we looking at? We're going to talk about somebody's niece. Oh, my ears are so sensitive. My ears, my earlobe. Let me see the. We get that too. What is going on with the body parts? Earlobe. The earlobe. I know that can't be no shirt. All right, so that's the part of what it is that's going on with that. All right, so let me see. Before I talk about this dream, I want to do some investigation. Let's see. We got. Let's see. The producers of this production, D Nice. Derek T. Jones, born June 19, 1970. So we got Gemini energy coming in as well again. And we had Gemini yesterday. Let me see. And then we have KRS1, August 20, 1965. A Leo, the Gemini and the Leo energy in that. We're going to see this other person, the sacrifice, the martyr, Scott LaRock. Scott LaRock died August 27, 1987. He was born March 2nd, 1962. It says on August 27, 1987, D Nice was assaulted by men upset that he had been talking to one of their ex-girlfriends. D Nice asked LaRock to help defuse the situation. Later that day, LaRock, Scotty, manager Mo Morris, DJ McComb. Let's see what this says. DJ Mac, Boo, D Nice, and BDP bodyguard Darrell rode a Jeep to the Highbridge Homes projects, the building on University Avenue in South Bronx. As they were leaving, bullets were fired through the side and the top of the Jeep. LaRock struck his head on the dashboard, not realizing at the time he had been struck by a bullet in the back of his head. He was driven to Lincoln Hospital. He was conscious as he was wheeled into the emergency department, telling doctors he was feeling cold and tired. After life-saving efforts failed, he was declared brain dead, and his mother later made the decision to terminate life support and donate his organs. Two men were arrested and charged with LaRock's murder, but they were acquitted at trial. He left behind an infant son. Now, see, this is probably why this energy is coming up, because we got a date that is approaching, an anniversary of this incident taking place. You got two people that's been acquitted at this particular time when all of this was going on. This is in the 80s, right? We know that the song was produced later on. By All Means Necessary is part of the Boogie Down production. The album cover let's get something shared on that going on. Boogie Down Productions, By All Means Necessary. You see a young man staring out the window. It's in black and white. He has an Uzi. Who is he fearful of? And from statements of what is the song Self-Destruction, we do not see him choked up by in chains. But we know that this is an iconic statement in this image, reflective of Malcolm X's iconic picture as well. So to me, what it is that's going on, justice still needs to be served, been served as of these times regarding this issue. However, there are many things that are going on that are reminiscent of the same story. Our people are heading to self-destruction. Let's get to what the angel number meaning for today is. We know that it's going to have some positive things inside of it, but we got to see. They got an area code 758. Whoever have a 758 credit score, you have a mortgage rate. They have 758 vaccines. They have a 758 live. They have 758 vaccines at St. Lucia. And I was just talking about that on yesterday, about those things that are contagions that are going around. Let's see what this area code go first. It's telling me that there's no results. But that's what they gave me in a search. It is St. Lucia. Area code 758 is a local telephone area code for St. Lucia. 758 area code SLU. And then I'm looking at the resonation of this S and L, because we got a SLR, Scott LaRock. But we have a St. Lucia, SL R. And this is SLU. And I'm looking at Southern Louisiana University. The niece, somebody's niece. Maybe this is a crime that needs to be stopped with the black on black violence. Somebody's niece is out here. Whose niece is it? They possibly born in the late 80s. But what I'm hearing, Southern Louisiana University, SLU, associating with this St. Lucia. All of these places are significant. And what I just heard about the St. Lucia, these people in the islands, you're heading for self-destruction. Why? Because what is the song talking about? It's talking about people of the same ethnic groups destroying themselves when they obviously have an enemy. Your energy is misdirected for all of you all who have plans on doing something that is wicked. This is your day of reckoning. Why? Because this is going to tie in the dream after we get through all of the messages. Now let's go, because who didn't come to play? It's not me. Somebody said they about to get the biggest whipping of their life that they could ever have for the things that they have been doing behind the scene, and it's not so nice. And they telling me to not feel sorry for y'all, because I've been standing in the way of a lot of people getting their punishment, praying for you to change your ways. Growth, progress, and abundance is in the 758. Angel number 758 is a powerful combination of energies that represent growth, progress, and abundance. When you see this number, it is a sign that you are on the right path towards success, and that your angels are guiding you towards the right decisions and choices. It conveys a message of hope and optimism for your future endeavors. The angels are telling you to remain calm and not give up on hope, as great rewards are inbound. See, these people are not, their energies are not dead. It's speaking from beyond the grave, which could not hold them. They know who they are. That's why these energies coming up. But we're going to deem you Saint Scott LaRock. No man is an island, is what I'm hearing when I'm looking at the St. Lucia. Now we're going to get to the meaning of St. Lucia. Who did he stand for? What did he stand up for? Let's see what the star anise. Protection, psychic awareness, and luck. Oh, I'm getting chills of a good kind because I know what it is that I saw on last night. Let me see something. February 17, 1963, Michael Jordan was born. We got Aquarius energy. That's starting off with the top of this thing. What we dealing with? Information. That's what we started out. That was the only name because of the 23andMe. But what we got? People that's selling each other out. They're people for destruction. Right? And all up in this self-destruction, heading for self-destruction song, what do you see the people talking about? People committing crimes and being locked up behind bars. Michael Jordan is an investor in those facilities. This is the knowledge and information that you need to know. The age of Aquarius, right? You know that the rapper was saying that this brothers killing brother thing started way back in the day. How do we know so? Because we see the stories of certain slave masters having those of the same mother or father fight against each other for fun. These things have become embedded in them. Sibling rivalry with the psychology that was imposed that by those who invaded a way of life that was already there, while the people are still trying to figure out who they are. Something's not right. Do we not have enough leaders coming forward to inform the people who know who they are, that they are what they are? Let's get back to the spiritual meaning of the star anise. Because what I'm seeing is that somebody is aspiring to be a star. What you call a star. When we think about those who are in the entertainment business, right? The actors and actresses, the musicians, those who are modeling in the fashion industry. These are all types of trades and crafts and talents that could get you notoriety and fame. However, the back end of it is what is going on in this song, the heading for self-destruction. Why? Because you want to be chained to something from someone who's playing you. I should not have taken down that site. for that song so I can go back over it, but we can get it again. It says the star anise is believed to hold spiritual significance in various cultures. It is associated with protection, psychic awareness, and luck. And its star-like shape symbolizes balance and harmony. In spiritual practices, it is used to ward off negative energy and enhance intuitive abilities, fostering a connection to the spiritual realm. Let's get some on that. They want to see what it is that I'm pulling up. No significant. And the 23andMe, because somebody don't know who they are. They're questioning everything about what it is that makes them who they are. They don't know. They didn't listen to their elders when they told them about themselves. They didn't believe anything. But they want to know everything. And we are now in the age of knowing, because those things that we did believe that did not serve us, it was the end of that some years ago. However, with the resetting of your mind, some of you all have imposed amnesia. It's what I'm hearing, because of all of the destructive self behaviors. Every foundation that was laid before you from your people, you want to tear it down. So when you're thinking about what you don't have protection of or from, it is definitely your enemies. Now, we know that there's an energy that moves across the face of this earth, from person to person, nation to nation. It doesn't matter if you're wealthy or poor. Anyone could be used by low vibration, and especially low vibrations when we're dealing with our emotions. A human body as a soul, if you have one, right? Everybody wants to be someone that has a soul. No one wants to be an NPC. However, some of us that has souls still can get used to do some things that are very soulless. Get your soul like you got milk, or like you got God. Spiritual practices with the star anise is used to ward off negative energy and enhance the intuitive abilities, fostering a connection to the spiritual realm. Star anise, spiritual meaning. Find out the profound significance. Star anise is believed to hold spiritual significance in various cultures. It is often associated with protection, psychic awareness, and luck. Its star-like shape is thought to symbolize balance and harmony. In spiritual practices, it is used to ward off negative energy, enhance intuitive abilities, fostering a connection to the spiritual realm. And if you have not used star anise at all in any of your cooking recipes, you probably wouldn't recognize the smell, but the smell is almost something of a licorice type smell. It is spicy. And this is one of the things that you can find in those mixtures of allspice, right? Imagine a world where nature's whispers hold profound secrets, where the very shape of a spice can cradle spiritual meanings. Star anise is a spice not just confound in culinary corners, but one that is believed to possess mystic aura. Much like gazing at constellations, star anise symmetrical form invokes a sense of cosmic harmony. It is delightful looking at it, right? It's not mere chance that this spice is held as a guardian against negativity or a conduit to heighten intuition. As we journey through this blog, we'll delve into the captivating mystique of star anise spiritual essence, eliminating paths to protection and insight. Takeaways. Star anise shape represents cosmic balance. It guards against negativity, enhances intuitive abilities, stimulates psychic awareness, attracts good fortune, revered across cultures, adds holistic well-being. What does star anise mean spiritually? In the realm of spirituality, the star anise takes on a profound role that resonates across cultures and belief systems. It symbolizes that its symbolism extends beyond its culinary utility, delving into realms of protection, intuition, and balance. Let's explore the spiritual meanings attributed to this enigmatic spice. And it is very enigmatic. It is very aroma. Uh, it has a profound aroma, should I say. Like the star-like form of star anise is more than just a coincidence. It serves as a visual representation of cosmic harmony and equilibrium. Its balanced structure becomes a reminder of the interconnectedness of all things and the need for harmony in our spiritual journey. Now, this is also going along in sequence with those messages that came prior to now. Why? Because we see the word interconnectedness, and this is also connecting us back to the corn husk. All right. Safeguarding against negativity, a gateway to intuition for those of you who may need to excite your intuition a little bit more. You can use an organza bag and fill it with star anise and put it under your pillowcase, inside the pillowcase when you're sleeping. Illuminated psychic awareness. So this is why the star anise is showing itself to me personally, but this is for all of us because I know about the dream. We're going to get into that. All right. Now, let me see something else because my ear was hurting. Okay, so my earlobe was hurting with these things on there. It stopped. So I'm like, maybe there's a meaning. The ears is right here. Spiritual meaning of the ears, 14 key insights. The Indie Spiritualist, published December 10th, 2023. The ears as an instrument of perception. Your ears are the key instrument through which we use to hear. The symbols symbolism of sound and spirituality. We don't need to know that. The earlobe holds various spiritual meaning across different cultures and belief systems. Here are a few interpretations. Receptivity and listening. The earlobe is often seen as a symbol of receptivity and the ability to listen, not just to sounds, but spiritual messages and guidance. It represents openness to receiving wisdom and knowledge from the universe. Connection to higher consciousness. In some spiritual traditions, the earlobe is believed to be a point of connection to higher consciousness. It is thought to help in tuning into subtle energies and vibrations that go beyond the ordinary perception. And here is where my inner wisdom comes to you all for certain words that we have been using, then you wondering where they come from. If you have not originated the use of what it is that you're putting into statement, then you would not know. But here is where we are getting back to that. What I'm talking about, the T, not spilling of the T, TEA, which is translating to gossip. But we're talking about tuning into subtle energies. Because there's a thing where someone wants to tap in, and I keep telling y'all, you can get stuck when you're tapping into something or someone's energy that you have no allowance to. Then we're going to get to the dream. All right? Because someone thinks it's a game on everything that they do, when your economy is every bit of that. I didn't tell you none other. Go back and review what it is you think you know that I was saying. When I say what I say, it is sound. It will not change. The situation's only going to change. All right? We're tuning into your connection with the divine. When you're a part of something, you don't have to tap into it at all because you are a part of it. Your channels are crossed, some of you all. Connection to higher consciousness. See that? What does it say? In some spiritual traditions, the earlobe is believed to be a point of connection to higher consciousness. It is thought to help in tuning into subtle energies and vibrations that go beyond ordinary perception. All right? A symbol of humility and obedience, including the lobe, is sometimes associated with humility and obedience. It is reflected in phrases like lending an ear, which implies being attentive and respectful to others. Spiritual sensitivity, and they were very sensitive. Ooh. Some beliefs hold that the earlobe, especially if it has unique features like a hole or a specific shape, can indicate heightened spiritual sensitivity or abilities. This might include intuitive hearing or the ability to communicate with spiritual entities. What was I just not talking about? The induction of Saint Scott LaRock. Why I'm doing this? You see my ears? If that would have been me on that stand where Trump was at, I would have been dead. I don't have enough ear. They're very sensitive. They don't have to be very big to hear. You got the spiritual ear. All right. Now, cultural significance. In various cultures, the earlobe is also linked to specific spiritual practices or rituals. For example, in Hinduism, the ear symbolizes the ability to listen to sacred teachings. What we got going on right here, right now? Wasn't the song talking about self destruction, but it was also talking about knowledge that's being dropped? Didn't I say the knowledge and the gems? All of those, you come on now. Somebody hear me, even if it don't seem like nobody's watching, because I heard what it was that was told to me to tell to those who need this information. Now, what else is going on? I'm getting those drops of water. Gemini, Leo. What else we had? Aquarius. Somebody's needs the spice. 23 and me. Let's get to that. All right. From what I'm looking at, 23andMe is a DNA kit. Some of you may want to use this. Your ancestors become more than a name. Historical insight, photos, records, and more. Access 40 plus billion records on the world's largest online family history resource. And this is by Family Tree. Build your family tree. Family Tree Builder. This is for those who do not have the awareness of their ancestors from their ancestors. All right. 23andMe is a direct to consumer DNA analysis service that provides genetic reports on ancestry, family history, and health conditions. Users provide saliva samples, and 23andMe analyzes their DNA to offer insight into their genetic makeup. It's telling you about your genetic makeup. Why is it capable of doing so? Because everyone's DNA has already been collected. If you do not know, if you are birthed in any facility, if you have visited any facility that has taken blood from you, it is already rendered to the process of these forensics. Now, some of you may have been doing this and you're feeling unsure about what it is that you're getting because of the results that you have gotten. But what the Most High is telling me to tell you all is that when you're using the 23andMe, you have to be aware of what it is that you're using. You using it. So if you get mad with the results that are provided to you from what you have submitted, then you are not in alignment with yourself. That's why some of you who are using these sites are feeling destroyed. But it's all on yourself. You wanted to know more. That's why the 23andMe coming up. We got 7, 5, 8 coming together. We know 7 and 8 is 15. Add another 5, you get 20, right? So we're looking at what's going on with the 20 for the angel number. This is the first. They got 20-minute timer, 20 centimeters to inches. These are popular searches, but we're not going to worry about that. We got 20 ain't number meaning. The meaning of the 20 angel number is associated with abundance, prosperity, and success in life, new beginnings and fresh starts, balance, harmony, and trusting in divine timing. We see where the balance and harmony come back in from the star Anise, but what I'm hearing is somebody's bound to be a star. We got self-realization, inner wisdom, and spiritual growth. This is connecting us with our ear. Do we have an ear to hear? Not just what is being spoken to us from others. I know, you want to eat, but we not doing that. It's fast right now. Equilibrium. The equilibrium. How does that tie in with the ear? Because if you have vertigo, then you will not be equal. Your equilibrium will be off. And you're going to walk sideways. For all of you who have dealt with it, you know where it starts. We got collaboration and discovering life's purpose with the 20. What collaboration did we see? We got the collaboration of all of those who were with the BDP and coming together for the Heading for Self-Destruction movement. We got positive momentum, attaining goals, and turning towards the spiritual realm. We've been too much into this physicality of things, losing sight. Of course, it's natural for a people to be beaten into submission, to forget and get amnesia about what it is that's truly meaningful to them. Now, what the problem is over here in America is that we have so much immigration, mitigation that has taken place to where those true people would be confused about who they really truly are. When you have diverseness, what do they call it? A melting pot. We got a melting pot. What happens when you put things in a pot and you melt them together? What am I seeing? It becomes one substance. But sometimes you just can put everything in the pot together and think that it's going to melt. Some things are going to separate itself. And what do we see? It becomes that scum on the top of what we have needs to be siphoned off. What I'm talking about, I'm spiritually cooking right now. I don't have to cook for another day in here if I don't want to, because on Sunday I put it all on the grill and it's still up in there for real. But let me get to this. Who is St. Lucia? And what does he represent? Lucia, Syracuse, 283 to 304. Also called St. Lucia, Latin, Santica, Lucia. Let's see. We're going to look at him too. Roman Christian martyr. Excuse me. Better known as Saint Lucy. Was a Roman Christian martyr who died during the Docelenate persecution. This is a woman. She is venerated as a saint in Catholic, Angelic, Lutheran, and Eastern Orthodox Christianity. Now, when I'm thinking about the island of St. Lucia. What do I see? I see nothing but ethnic, melanated people. When we gonna think about what it is that we are, who's deeming these people saints? And where are those of your own? That's why I did what I did today. Saint Scott LaRock, what are you standing on? An island. We thinking about the rock. What did the late great Malcolm X say? We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. What do we see by Scott LaRock standing in a window and who he was talking about? But let me go on with honoring those who need to be honored in their own right, because we know we not none of these people. We got St. Michael came in as well, right? We're gonna see what's the significant. Who is St. Lucia? What's the connection? St. Lucia is an island country of the West Indies in the Eastern Caribbean. The island was previously called Lo'analo and later Huronera. Names given by the native Arawaks and Caribs, respectively, to Amerindian people. Now, who is the Amerindian people? Hey, let me do this. My stuff could do this here. What did indigenous people do in the Americas? Amerindian people. How we got all these different names now? Amerindian Guyanan. You see this right over here? It's so much going on. These are the looks of what they give Amerindian people. Why is this so? Let's get back to here. Who do you got? Into it. Aleut, Cheyenne, Comanche, Hopi, the Navajo, Paiute, Nez Perce, Yakama. And who else you got? Cherokee, Southeast Civilized, what they saying. You got Choctaw, Southeast Loyalist. You got Seminole, Southeast Refugees. You got Sioux, Plain Defenders. You got the Apache, Southwest Fighters. Shoshone. You got Great Basin Foragers. You got the Ute, Great Basin Riders. You got the Iroquois Speakers, Northeast Farmers, Algonquian Speakers, Northeast hunters. I'm getting chills all over my body. You got Crow. You got the Plains Escatarians. We got Zuni, Southwest Artisans, and Chinook, Northwest Coastal Traders. Hyad, Northwest Coast Carvers. Anquayata, West Coast Potlatchers. In Spokane, Plateau Basket Makers. And you got the Creek, Southeast Confederates. Now, this is who they call it, Amerindian people. Right? There's no longer, do you see what's going on right before our eyes? How words are changing. Didn't I say the words was cleaning up themselves? When you look up Amerindian people, you ain't looking up Native Americans. You see how this, we just stumbled upon this right here? But that's okay. But that's why that 23andMe coming up. I'm not going to act like I don't know why. But this is all a part of what it is that people think. You say you didn't come here on boats as no slaves. Some of you all, particularly my ancestors as well. But you never said that you didn't go to and from places on boats. You see, what it is that I recognize that I let go on was the buffoonery of those who had no inclination that they could not dupe me out of what it is that's already bestowed inside of me. Right? So now they think it's anger. No, it's just that I had to get back to myself. Listening to all of you all stories. Some of them fables, and they are feeble fables. They are not solid. But however, we're going to see how words are changing. You say, who is not and who is? Whose niece is it? Somebody need to look. This is the niece. Who is she? St. Lucia. Is St. Lucia a British island? Let's read these little bitty short inserts. We're not going to go too far deep. St. Lucia was one of the last European colonies to finally declare independence. In fact, she only became independent within the British Commonwealth in 1971. Oh, that means a whole lot to me. And finally has a thriving, peaceful economy. See all these different questions? Is St. Lucia part of the Caribbean island? St. Lucia is a tropical island country in the eastern Caribbean Sea. It is a part of the Lesser Antilles, and it is north of the island of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and south of Martinique. Now, I don't know if I got a sibling over there in these islands, but I know my father and his brother-in-laws and other family members were working in islands. Wow. Because they were able to go there to do jobs that the people there did not do themselves or were not as equipped as they were skillfully in their skill set as roofers. Now, let me get back to these other things. With the 20, angel number. equilibrium, collaboration in discovering life purpose. Some of you are just in that discovery. Positive momentum, attaining goals, and turning towards the spiritual realm. What did I see? It's been too much out of harmony. Angel number 20 is a powerful. Angel number 20 is a powerful symbol of divine guidance and protection. With its strong connection to career and finances, it is important to understand the meaning behind the number. Numerology. Number 20 possesses the vibrational influences and energy of the numbers 2 and 0. The number 2 is the number of diplomacy, harmony, partnership. That's with those collaborations. As we're talking about collaborated effort to stop the people from heading to self destruction. Maybe the new word needs to stop heading to self destruction. Stop. Just like there's a stop sign on the corner warning you of the imminent danger at the other side of the corner, possibly to the left of you and to the right of you. If you do not hear the warnings, then something tragic could possibly happen. But the main word is to stop. We foresaw the self destruction that was happening, but did you leave the lamp on for them to see the way home, away from that destruction? Somebody said, leave the night all burning for me. I'm not through. The Most High is not through with me yet. What is the angel number 20 in love and relationship? The angel number 20 number in love and relationship is a sign of abundance, joy, and new beginnings. Peace as well. All of what the world truly cannot give to you. This is something inner. By understanding the meaning behind its number, you can use it to guide yourself, tuning into your divine purpose in life. 20 spiritually is a strong number. Oh, look at the birds chirping. We're back. You're getting these little calls that are disturbing, but not so much. Let's do this. Let's get something on it because it's just time. We know somebody got somebody niece up in here doing some things. They might be possibly heading for self destruction. We got some people on the islands that's got some stuff going on. Before I get with the cards, what am I going to do? I had a dream this morning about two individuals that were doing things behind the scene, trying to cause me destruction. However, one was led by the other. One was more powerful than the other, but the two of them combined were not more powerful than the Most High and the light that the Most High bestowed upon me to relinquish them both of their duties. Now, this was a woman doing all kind of spell casting with her words, her actions, and even with supposed writings and magic and potions and stuff like that, right? However, she had known about her failed attempts And that if she tried to attempt one more time, that was going to cause her life. So she, what they call, outsourced for a gentleman to aid and assist her with her efforts. The thing that they were trying to do was stumble me in my tracks. They wanted that everywhere that I would go, nothing would go right for me. They were laying the groundwork down. And I caught her in the act. But she was using him. And when I caught her in the act in the spirit, she didn't see me there. But when she felt me there, then everything appeared to me of what it was that she was doing. And as I go on, telling them to stay where they are, they have no permission to go forward, the gentleman realized then and there everything that he was being controlled to do, that it wasn't right. So eventually, his energy that he had for me was directed towards the one that was fueling him to his demise as well. So he started working against her. Point blank, point period. Starting the spiritual protection. What are we getting into with the 758 has brought us today? Now, the two of them, where does that go with the self-destruction? Because we know that they say it was two people that were shooting and that was responsible for the death of Scott LaRock. See, they were exonerated, but we know they're guilty. Justice is being served in these times in a different manner. As we making a connection of all these things that's being spoken, words, sound, power, the knowledge of one teaching each in this song. They're going to go back and figure it out. You're not getting away this time, because the same energy that allowed for these young men who are of that same ethnic group to perform these deeds towards this person over someone or something that they could not obtain is the self-destruction. But you're not getting away this time. You're going to suffer the same fate that you wanted for this young man who lost his life those years ago. See, those spirits that have not been vindicated, oh yes, they still exist. Some people listen, some people tune them out. They can't take it because they not living right. So you can't handle a message from beyond. But for those of you who are not aware of what hidden helpers people have, you never know whose souls were seated together. Right? Some will speak about a waterside, some in sandy ground, some in fertile ground, some on thorny ground. It did not say a seed, seeds, many of them. What do we call ourselves? Star seeds. Somebody wants you to seat and just be seated, but tell them you are very active. Now that was the dream. They got dealt with. They made their dead end. This is the time for a lot of y'all things that's going to end. Word, sound, power. Word to your mother. This is a new day that we're yoking on, the yoke of a new day. See that? The sunshine. Bring some of that balance in there. I don't know how people coming. Who is with them? Who is for them? And all of those who be against them, it ain't many of them. Is you got more that's for you than those who are against you. So it's time to know about what it is that you have been believing in. And it's the supernatural abilities of your people. Someone want to peep through the hole. There's a perversion of what it is that they should have been doing. They don't want to get caught up for that. You got to answer for your actions. One way or the other. We got a Queen of Pentacles in here. What we doing today? How many? They say 23. We did 22. We're going to do the 20 because we know that the 20 is that spiritual number. All right. We're doing a shuffle on it. Queen of Pentacles energy. Everything coming up right from now on. Queen of Pentacles. In general, the Queen of Pentacles representing high social status, prosperity, wealth, luxury, success, and financial independence. This is a minor arcana. In love and relationship, the tarot reading. If you're in a relationship, the Queen of Pentacles indicates you will be something, whatever. We're not worrying about that part. Money and career. The Queen of Pentacles is a great omen as she represents success, being good in business, practical, capable, and organized. Queen of Pentacles. Energy for any one of us. What we doing today? We got the one. That's where we at. Somebody else was trying to stop you from being in that energy of a Queen of Pentacles. But they cannot. They shall not and they will not. Let's get back to right here. So what it is that we going to do. And bring it right here. And right here. So we got a 23. We got the one already. I'm going to just go with the 23 because today 23. We got one already. We need 22 more. One. That's the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14 came out together. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23. We taking all of them upright because what we want to change in the energy is all of this upside downness. We want people to be in the upright energy that they should be in. We got something going on with the SWAT team, and they can do what it is that they're doing. But the thing about it is melodies from heaven are raining down on you. filling you with the precious Holy Ghost, taking you in the arms and holding you close. Who is that? If that's not Big Mama energy, right? And we got a Queen of Swords. Honesty, upsetness, forthrightness, witnesses, and experience. The Queen of Swords is in a tarot card that represents honesty, upsetness, forthrightness, witness, and experience. She is wise as a person with intellect and can seem quite cold and without emotion, which suggests making decisions without feeling. The Queen of Swords admires honesty, is committed to truth, and tells exactly as it is. In general context, the Queen of Swords can represent an older woman in your life who will step in when you are vulnerable and protect you um and help you overcome problems. What did we get with the star Anise? She's a pinnacle as well. See, we got two queens coming in here. This is what we got going on in our life. This is who we are in this life. But that lets you know that all others are there as well. If you got the two, then you got more, the four, right? Because the two is what we're dealing with, the two and a zero. All right. Now, love motivator. What does it say? She is a wise person with intellect. She could seem cold. And what we got? That brings us back to the Queen of Pentacles as well. A love motivator. Who is a love motivator? Someone that is motivated to love over hate. What do they think? Many attempts and tries to bring you to that place that will put you in self-destructive behavior. But we know they can try, but they won't succeed. Somebody's passcodes is what they were trying to find out. Your health will get better. Just do the work. What are we talking about? Wealth, social status, right? Then we got that Queen of Swords. That go with that. I know they're going to do what they got to do, point blank, period, on both sides of that. What else is there for us to see? Fellows, there's a jealous girl in our town. It's new edition. What did we see on the paperwork? It's somebody's niece. They recognizing it. The niece could be somebody's sister. The niece could be somebody's auntie. The niece could be somebody's mama. But their aunt or uncle or whoever it is, they recognizing the behavior of this jealous girl, connect the dots of the message. For you, collective, being obedient and listening to what it is that the Most High have to say to you. What do we know? Sometimes I want to let everything go just so we can have another chance at love is what somebody's saying. But we know that there's a jealous girl in the town. That's the one who been doing all of this stuff that is not right towards you. Jealousy. If I could turn back the hands of time. See, sometimes I want to let everything go just so we can have another chance of love. What did that person do? That was that jealous girl. Point blank, period. Heading for self-destruction. When we got up in here? A Cancer. Loyal, protective, intuitive, and Karen, on the other hand, sensitive, moody, and vindictive. That jealous girl. Let go and let God, though. This is what you did because you had obedience, compliance with an order, request or law, or submission to another's authority, to the word of the Most High is what you had obedience to. You let go and you let God. What do we talk about? You were hearing, you were tuning in. And then we got the 4. What is 4? Logical, intelligent, stable, orderly, serious, realistic, and pragmatic. That bring you back to where it's at with this here. Because you are this, a love motivator. And these things right here could not destroy you. It only destroyed that person that was trying to destroy you. This is their day of reckoning. It's star anise. You are a star. Lies will one day catch up with you. Don't lie to yourself. Stop living a lie. He can't get it up for nobody else. Somebody having a hard time trying to be with somebody else, but it won't work for nobody else. They're not you. Somebody's mission statements need to be heard. What is your mission? Somebody needed to know about the humility. But when we got that coming up with the ear, what am I talking about? Where is that ear at? What is talking about? The symbol of humility and obedience. Do we not have humility and obedience in here? Oh, help me, Holy Spirit. I'm getting the chills right now. Somebody need to see it. To say they thought this was a joke. They thought that this was a joke. You thought this was a joke? Do you see right here? Humility and obedience. What do you see right here? Humility and obedience. Tuning in to my connection with the Most High. Mine is personal. Yours is personal to you, but mine is personal to me. So tapping in to where you are not allowed will only get you in a prism of what it is you do not have an understanding, understanding, or overstanding of. You're heading to self-destruction because you lacked obedience to the divine connection that you had trying to tap into somebody else's, and you lack humility to all that was bestowed upon you. How many more is still here to be talked about uprightly? He can't get it up for anybody else. They probably experienced that. What else is there? 14, balance, harmony, commitment to your dreams. Point blank. It's clear. Well, we know when we get given a blank sheet of paper for you to draw it out, Some gonna drop whatever it is that they see. Some may not draw nothing, but they still may see something here, but it's not revealed for no one else to see. We just came out of Cancer season. Somebody say, you ain't get all of them. I did. And I'm going to always get all of them. Because their lies already been exposed. See, it's one thing when a person can lie to you. But the thing about them lying on you, they never think about how they got to come back. Right? Because it's just me believing in the lies if they lie to me. But if they lie on me, that could cause somebody else's pain. But we know that it's because there was a jealous girl in the town. I hear men talk about it all the time. Men know ain't jealous or whatever. It could have been somebody that's acting like a woman that's jealous. Because there's a lot of lies up in here. And the point about it is that whatever not working for them anymore because of what he can't do with them is all on you. But you did what it was that you need to do. That person is in regret because they saying what? If I could turn back the hands of time, sometimes I want to let go of everything so we can have another chance at love. They didn't let go. They wanted to let go. You let go and you let God, or you need to. That's what it was. But you got the humility and obedience right here in the face, syncing up with what it is. That was part of the message from hearing. The men was sensitive. See, they thought that they could do all of what they was doing behind your back, point blank, period. They didn't get the passcode. They thought they could pass the codes on. That was your codes. So whoever could do whatever they wanted to do. But those codes are fused up. It's what it was. Melodies from heaven rained down on me. And you kept that joy. But somebody might be dealing with this one on the spot. Point blank. Now, in that Queen of Pinnacle energy, bringing in all of that goodness and saying one more, one more, one more, one more, one more, one more, one more. Is there something up in here? No, we're not going to do them. One more in the prayer. One more to end it. Why did Moses put blood on Aaron's right earlobe, thumb, and whatever? And it was my right earlobe. What we have right here? What did it say? He made us right in his sight and gave us confidence that we will inherit eternal life. See what I was talking about? The life after this life. And this keep coming up. They want to know in the vernacular of a he, if it is a she or not. The Most High God, whatever you see fit and resonate more with he or she for what you're lacking. You know that you still have eternal life. What we talking about? Those who are soulless. You see? They're able to do those low vibrational things because they have not what you have. And they trying to get more on their team. That's what it's about. Capturing more souls to be in that place of lowness. Not just as far as what it is upon the earth, because we know that a lot of people are satisfied here. If you're not, then you have the ability to ask the Most High to remove you. If that's who you believe in, or whoever you believe in, if it's something that you don't want to do, you can be relieved of your duties. Is it not true? Or can you remove yourself? Some of you cannot. Is you do not have a connection with the divine. How do we know so? You're trying to tap in to the divine instead of tuning in to your connection. We already seen what that was told to us. Why? It's right here. Connection to higher consciousness. In some spiritual traditions, the earlobe is believed to be a point of connection to higher consciousness. It is thought to help in tuning into subtle energies. The Ben told y'all a long time ago, the voice of the Most High, little voice, is more quieter than that of what is causing you to act in chaos. But nonetheless, some people need. So these are your tools for today for to help you. Go back and retract this message. For those of you who don't know, stop into self-destruction. Those are the lyrics of the words that are in that energy and where things have been going. But we want to stop it all. So I'm leaving you with love. Let me see on a 2. The 2 angel number meaning balance, harmony, and cooperation. Time to work together. And the perspective, it encourages you to seek partnership, work collaboratively, and maintain balance in all areas of your life. The number 2 represents duality, balance, and unity. It is a divine sign symbolizing intuition and manifesting your heart's desires. Excuse me. The spiritual meaning of angel number 2 is one of trust, hope, appreciation, gratitude, and adaptability, sensitivity, balance, and harmony. And that's what we all have a great one. You all today. I'm leaving you at that. All right. Let me see.